Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Look at this crazy hair. I got all day to get this hair right, and look at this, folks. Welcome aboard. This is obviously not a beauty contest. Uh, if you're new here, get a coffee, get a soda, get something to drink. Let's hang out a while before the game starts. And this series is called Fast Times at Mafia High because I thought it was a good name. You remember Fast Times at Ridgemont High? If you're older, with Spicoli. So, uh, a lot of, just to catch you up, excuse me while I kiss the sky, please. Ah, um, Anybody that might be new that comes in here, hey, Mike, I used to run around a club. I used to run errands and stuff like that for the Colombo family. Uh, the Colombo family crime family. I used to run errands and it was fun, but for most, you know how it is. Um, so I used to give the guys rides here and there, give them rides to their card games. The crew members, I used to give them rides to the card games and hustle money like that, hustle. And then I used to do another little run. I used to run the bread and milk and go uh, do a cannonball run and stuff like that. So I was just on the hustle, uh, book smart and street smart, but doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Throw it all away. So I told you the story on the video when I was doing the card games, and then I was the Grinch that stole Christmas when I went up in the building and I grabbed that stuff and I got in trouble. Well, I'm just setting the table for this story. Well, they had them high limit card games, and there was another guy that was playing and at the regular card game, and they would take a break after 2 or 3 hours. Now this is a big mansion. Back then, this is a $500,000 estate. These guys had money. These guys were corporate money, but the gangsters used to play with these wealthy businessmen also that had these mansions out in the suburbs. So I get out there and we're I'm working the card game. They go take a break, catch some air, and in this huge basement, there's like another game room over there. It's got a ping pong table, it's got a regulation size pool table, and bumper pool. Remember bumper pool? So one of the guys that's playing, he says, "Hey, let's screw around. How much have you made so far on my tips? Because there's a break in the card game." I says about 300. So now I was raised on a ping pong table with two older brothers, and we had a youth center that we used to play ping pong, pool, and bumper pool. But this is in this guy's house, his own house, and I was good at regular pool, 8 ball, but not like this, not to gamble with this guy on his pool, his own in-house pool table, and I was good at bumper pool. But my brothers were better than me, so I mean, I could hang, but not to gamble hang. So I says, "Nah, I'll play some ping pong." He says, "Well, how much you got?" I go, "I got about $320." So now there was different size ping pong tables. We had we had a big table, but this guy had a table like the Grand Canyon, and he had these paddles. Now ping pong, I know this isn't a traditional mobster. There's a little mafia in it, but I'm 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 looking. I'm saying he had these hard balls, ping pong balls. We had them at our house, but I didn't like them. I played with them. I grew up on them, but I liked the other regular ping pong ball. And the ping pong paddle, you could either have the flat sandpaper type of paddle, or you could have that spongy, cushiony pageant. I could rock and roll on both of those, but I'm playing on this dude's house table. So he don't know how I don't know how good he is. He doesn't know how good I am. And I'm trying to put English on the ball, but I can't get my I can't get my freak on. I can't get it together. And he's talking smack. This is a regular businessman. And he was cool. These guys were cool. These wealthy businessmen that used to play cards with the mob, they were all high class guys. So he takes all my money. I'm sick about it. He takes all my money. And I know I can beat him. I know I can beat him if I got my paddle. If I got my paddle, I can beat him. But he's real good. He's real good. So I said, bro, I could beat you. And he's going, oh, yeah. But he's being classy. I could beat you. I just got to get a paddle. And I says, I don't like those spongy ones. I could play with them. I says, but you got the spongy paddle and you got these brick ping pong balls. They're like bricks, these ping pong balls. So I'm aggy about it. Then after the card game, I got to bring a couple guys from the crew. I got to bring them. And they're like, oh, you got hustled. Oh, my gosh. How'd you let that guy hustle you and all this? And, they're talking smack. I says, if I got a paddle, I will beat him. I'll take whatever he wants to bet. I don't have any money like that. So I go to the boss. I go to Sam, the boss. And I explained to him, when I did that caper and I grabbed that jewelry because I was the Grinch that stole Christmas when I got stuck in that conveyor belt in that building. Well, I told him I want to bet high stakes ping pong. And he's going, well, have you lost your mind, Jojo? Have you lost your mind? And, it's Jerry. It's Jerry from the card game. He goes, well, he's got one in his house. I said, well, I can beat him on his own table. He's going, you're going to let the guy hustle you. So I said, I wanted to play the guy for 200 a game for 10 games. But he goes, so you'd have to have 2,000. I says, well, no, I won't lose. I just need to start with 200. So he gets aggravated. He talks smack. He talks smack and all this shit. So I go to work another card game at his house, and they take a break, and I'm making a couple dollars on tips. And he says, Jojo, why'd you get so scared about playing me? I said, I can beat you, bro. I can beat you. I says, but so he goes, I'll play 1,000 a game for 10 games. I says, well, all I need to do is come up with 1,000 because you won't win. I'll win. I'll just keep winning all your money. And he goes, no, you come up with 10,000 and we'll play 1,000 a game for 10 games. But you got to come up with 10. I says, so I go back to Sam, the old man, Sam. He said, how'd you make out? I said, I made about 600, but homeboy wants to play me. Jerry wants to play me for 1,000 a game for 10 games. He goes, he already beat you, Jojo. He already beat you. I said, don't matter. I don't care. I didn't even play that tough. He hasn't seen my game. He hasn't seen my game with a sandpaper paddle. He hasn't seen my game. I said, Sam. And I did Sam a favor. Well, it was a caper that I did. I got caught when I went in that building. Well, not by the law or anything, but I got caught. And I know he made a profit. It's a long story, but I figured he could stake me. So I tell him, Well, you know what? When I got to go deliver the bread and milk, go get somebody else to deliver the bread and milk. That's all. Go get somebody else, or that's a wrap. Have a nice life. I gotta get out of this mob crew club. I can't do this. It's gonna be an end of whatever. And he's hollering, "Don't disrespect me." Blah 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 blah. I said the guy will practically just. I'll beat him every game. I'll beat him every game, Sam. I'll beat him every game. By the sixth or seventh game, he'll quit. He will quit. So he just blows it off in about 2 or 3 days, maybe a week goes by. I gotta do the another. I gotta do another. Uh, I gotta work another card game at the guy's house. He says, "Joey, can't you get any money up? You can't get any money up. What do you want me to play for? $5, $10, and take your communion money?" And he's a good dude, but he's ribbing on me. He's ribbing on me. He's talking smack, and he ain't even a smack talker. I said, "Really, bro? Sam already promised to come up with the 10K, 1,000 a game. When do you want to do it?" No, I'm bluffing. No, I'm just bluffing. I'm bluffing. He says, "We'll do it anytime you want." I says, "Well, the next card game, after you're done, don't drink too much. Don't drink too much during the card game. If you got any energy left, or if you want to wake up spry in the morning and eat your Wheaties and be together and be wide awake and play me, I'll take your money either way." So I go back and tell Sam, I told him I'll play him 1,000 a game. You got to stake me, Sam, 10,000. I'm going to win the 10,000. How much do you want to give me out of the winnings? He's going, "He beat you, Jojo. He beat you. What are you going to, what?" So then he thinks, then now how a gangster thinks, especially a boss, now how Sam, the boss, would think is, "Oh, what did you make a deal with him? What did you make a deal with Jerry and let Jerry win my money? And then you split the money with Jerry?" I said, "Nah." I said, if that happens, you could shoot me in the head. If that happens, because there's all kinds of betrayal. I could just tell Jerry, "Yeah, I'll get this Sam to stake me 10,000, 1,000 a game for 10 games, and I'll let you beat the crap out of me, and then we could just split the money." But I know I could beat him. I want the proceeds. So Ivan Lore, EB23, Joel Gold, Happy Phil. So I go to this little youth center place. We in town, and I find a paddle. I find my nice sandpaper paddle and the soft ping pong balls. And there was a youth center type of Y thing up there. So I went in there, like the guy. I said, "Can you play ping pong? I need to practice, a little practice, Papa, just to get, just a little practice, 15 minutes just to get my swing." So I did that. Now we go back, and it's all set up. Sam says, "I'll do it. I'll do it, Jojo. I'll do it." I said, "But Sam, Sam knows the guy because Sam runs the card games and Sam rakes a percentage out of the pools." So I said, "Sam, you got to be there. You got to be there because I need your protection because I'm with the two psychos of your crew. And when I put this money in my pocket, everything will be all right." So, and if he quits, Sam, because I'm gonna bust him up. If he quits after I win the first 4 or 5 games, or if he quits, you got to tell him you owe the whole 10. So, Sam, you hold my 10, which is yours anyways, and then you grab his 10. So if he quits, he forfeits his whole 10. You got to fulfill the contract of 10 complete games. I might discourage him and he'll quit. Or Sam, how do you want to do this, Sam? He's a multimillionaire. You want him to hustle us for this 10,000 and then play him again for 20,000? How do you want to do this, Sam? You know, we can lay down. I can lay down. I could play real tough and get beat, and then maybe down the road he'll play for 25,000. How do you want? He goes, no, let's just do the 10. I don't want you involved in any of this stupid shit. Just play it. We'll play for the 10. So we do it, and he's telling me, I got my ping pong. I got my, and they're watching from the card game. They're taking a break. They're drinking freaking cigarettes, cigar smoke, all this stuff. And they're going, Joe, you let this guy hustle you. He's the state semifinalist and all this. And they're going, wow. They're saying, Sam, grab the money. Sam, don't let him play. Don't start. You know, they're all talking smack. And I says, well, when you serve, you alternate every 5 serves. When you serve, you could use your ball. And when I serve, I could use my ball. Doesn't matter. Now, I was used to playing I played on all big tables, but prior to that, I was playing on a table that was the size of a freaking closet. It was real small. It was small. So you got to hit the corners. You got to hit the edges. You got to hit the corners. His table was like regulation big, and you played a 21, and I would keep it tight, but I was trying to do this serve that, like, it was an unreturnable serve, but I couldn't get this serve down because I haven't practiced. So I knew I got to hang in there the first few games, maybe the first game, get the cobwebs out, and then get my feeling back. Because we played all through till I was 18. We had a table in our basement, and then maybe 4 or 5 years had passed. But I was an athlete. I had muscle memory. I had great hand and eye coordination. So he come out of the gate blasting. I'm just trying to get my bearings. But I caught up to him, and he wasn't talking smack anymore because we were spiking. We were, it's just not volleys, you know. We're blasting. And I said, all right, I can roll with this. So it was tight. And I said, hey, ain't nobody joking around anymore. What? I thought he was hustling me. So he blew that first foul. He blew that first foul. So I looked over at Sam, and Sam said, yeah, you're pretty good, Jojo. You're pretty good. I says, do you want me to embarrass you, Jerry? Do you want me to embarrass you now? You lost 10K. So far, you lost 1 out of 10 games. We got 9 more games. You want me to embarrass you? How about we'll make 7-0 a shutout? Because different people play different shutouts. We'll play 7-0 a shutout. 7-0 a shutout. You want to do that? Yeah, well, I'll do it. Boom, 7-0. It's another 1,000, Sam. No, let's play all the way to 21. We'll do whatever you want. So I blast him, blitz him 5-6 games in a row, and he quits. He quits, and he says, you got to play me in pool now. I said, that ain't part of the contract. I said, Sam, that ain't part of the contract. We were just talking about ping pong. I can't play on it. I beat him on his home ping pong table, but I can't beat him on his pool table. I could shoot pool, but not like that. Not for that kind of money. No way. And I could shoot. He had a bumper. He had a beautiful basement, card playing area. These guys were wealthy corporate businessmen, and they used to have Sam come over and run the card games at their houses with some of the crew members. They're all degenerate gamblers. And Sam would rake the pot, So if you're playing cards, there's like a guy that is supposed to be the host guy that if the pot is 1,000, then he could rake a percentage out of it. Well, if you play long enough, the house is going to have the rake. He's going to rake most of the money. But the guys all know that. The guys know that, Benny Blanco from the Bronx. How's it going? Let's hit those buttons for our friend here. Yeah, Big Id. Table tennis is exhausting. You played in prison? Yeah. Yeah. But what a hustle. He thought he was going to challenge me. But it was the same guy that plays in the game with the other guy that I went in the building. I grabbed that bracelet and that pendant, and he was watching. He was rooting for me. He was rooting for me. I'll press a button on you, Benny. Pow, pow. What the hell? So, that blows over. Now the guy, he was classy about it. He quit after 5 or 6 games. He quit. He didn't even try to win after, try to go 5-5. He did just try to go 5-5, Jerry. Try to go 5-5. He goes, nah, I ain't got time for all that. So he's telling me that he's telling me that his nephew can beat me. So maybe a month or two went by, and I was working the game up there. Yeah, I could roll. My brothers, we could roll. We could roll like Chinese. We played ping pong like the Chinese. We played ping pong like the Chinese. And I was up there, and I had seen this kid before in and out, and he said, "Oh, you're Joe? Yeah, I'm Joe. You see me working the game, this and that." He said, "Let's play a couple games." I says, "Well, is everybody set here? Do I got to run any? Does everybody got their drinks and blah, blah, blah?" He goes, "Yeah, go play for 20 minutes. We're all set over here." So I'm telling the kid, so we're playing, right? So we're both not trying to show each other, but I already got him on scrub. And I go, "You want to gamble or what?" He's going, "Well, why don't we just get my uncle to stake me, and I'll just lose. I'm gonna beat your money on. I ain't got to do that. I'm not gonna hustle them guys. They're my bread and butter. I make money. I ain't gonna hustle them." And I says, "Well, what do you got in your pocket?" He goes, "Well, I could beat you anyways, Joey." I said, "You can't beat me. You can't beat me." So I grabbed him for 300 or 400, and he said, "Don't say anything over there. Don't embarrass me." Good Italian kid, but it's all action. You got to have action. Yeah, sometimes you catch the dog, sometimes the dog catches you. But if you play, if you're a sharp novice player, and you're just playing with a guy, you could spot a sandbagging hustler, who's trying to be a cutie pie, and you could see how he really missed on purpose. But then he's trying to sandbag to not try to show me how good he is. I don't care if he shows me how good he is. I'm gonna blitz him anyways. Yeah. My brother Jimmy, 1 year older than me. My brother Jimmy, he was really good. And we used to go to the youth center and play these 2 black dudes, Charles and Peter Miles. They were friends of ours, Charles and Peter Miles. And we used to have some epic battles. Yeah, we used to have some epic battles. So we got pretty good. My brother was elite, and Peter, they were elite. they used to lock horns all the time. And then when we'd play each other, well, I played my brother Jimmy in the basement all the time. So I got close to his level, but I couldn't get him. I mean, I couldn't get him. He was an athlete, hand and eye coordinate. I mean, we were athletes, but I couldn't get him. So we were sharp playing ping pong since you know 6 7 years old in the basement. But yeah, they wanted to. They thought they were gonna do the reverse hustle. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm going, bro. You don't have to hustle me. You got some game, play it. I'll play you. You ain't gotta hustle me. Good looking Italian guy. You, uh, he told his uncle, "Yeah, I could beat him. I could." And his uncle's telling him, "No, he's good. He's good. He beat us out of 10,000. No, he's good." He's telling him. But the kid wanted me and him. He wanted to go get in cahoots with me just so this guy could stake him the money, and then we'll split the money. I don't want to play that backdoor game. Have a guy stake him for 5,000, and then because I'm just gonna beat him anyway. But let him beat me, or I ain't playing that. I ain't playing that. No, that's trouble. That's trouble. You want to play straight up money, toe to toe? Let's go. Then uh so Sam the old man was really happy because he had to pay back some of that money from when I grabbed that freaking bracelet and that pendant. He was still he was still a little sour about that. When I went up in the guy's office and grabbed some jewelry during Christmas time, and Sam Sam had to honor some of that. So I thought Sam was going to say, "Well, now we're even, Jojo. Now we're even. You that other caper you pulled cost me about 12,000." I thought he was going to say, he said, "No, it's all right. Just give me 1,000 or whatever it was, something very small." Mm. Big Yin. Some of the guys in prison got to a professional level. You end up losing about 5 stone of sweat. If you play every day, man, you can't help but get really, it's fun game, fun game. I used to love that. I used to love doing that, playing. Yeah. But I had never saw the other guy play. He never saw me play. You know, it was just, yeah, well, the Chinese, they grow up 3 4 years old. Thomas, how you doing? Cruzappa? Easy to look back and be amazed you made it out alive. Well, they were stressed, but there was a lot of fun times. I mean, I don't want to paint a picture like, yeah, I was a greenhorn. I was a little naive, but there was a lot of fun times. There was really a lot of truly fun times where there was no crisis. People had money. We're going to the track gambling, and I'm driving them around. I'm salting money away left and right. I mean, but yeah, I screwed up. I screwed up. I screwed up when I yeah, stealing like that, stealing like that. But there was a lot of fun times. My good people, thanks for joining in here with me tonight. I was going to kill some time from the football game, but I don't know. The playoffs are going to be coming. The Bills, they jogged. The Buffalo Bills, they jogged. And yeah, there was a lot of fun times. Stress, but there was fun. Well, when I was making the cannonball run, delivering, that was where it was stupid. That was stupid. You got a bullseye on your back. You know, you got a bullet. You just talk about walking into the office and lifting in that world. Well, Thomas, I got in that building Christmas weekend, and I got stuck in the conveyor thing outside this little space. I got stuck with this big industrial size flap, rubber flap, and I almost got stuck in it. And I got through it, and I went up in the guy's office. Yeah, Bush League move. I'm not like that. I'm not a thief like that either. I'm not a thief like that. But it was screwing around my mind because I had saw it there. Well, I had saw his safe being open, and it looked like there were some racks in there, but they weren't there when I got in the building that night. They weren't there. It was just that bracelet and that pendant. So yeah, but I'm the bread, the milk, and the Santa cookies. That was the only stressful time because there's no longevity because when they tried to smash me my first delivery, they tried to smash me my first delivery, and I got pissed at the boss, Sam, and I said, your own dudes, your own crew is trying to freaking bash me. Your own crew is trying to grab your cake. I'm delivering the cake, and your own crew. Don't let your crew know I'm delivering the cake. Don't let them know. So I was pissed, and I said, well, by the way, what happened to the last delivery boy? What happened to the last delivery boy, Sam? What did he do? Go off to Harvard or something? What happened to him? Don't you talk to me like that. Yeah. You got to make another delivery, Joe. You got to make another delivery. That was the only stressful type of thing. There was a stressful thing that some of it I can't utter. I can't utter, these crews in the mafia, these crews, 80%, 90% of them are degenerate gamblers. They're just degenerate gamblers. And if they see a score and they see little old me, little old Jojo, he's an easy target. He's going to be bringing the cake to New York. Well, let's go freaking, but I might have been young, but I was, I let my guard down once, but I didn't after that. Because I was just trying to assess everything when I first started helping the old man out. And I was just trying to get a feel for things. You think these guys in the crew are your friends, you're eating with them, you're gambling with them, you think they're your friends. They don't care about me. I thought we were friends like kindergarten friends. No, they don't care. I believed in friendship. I believed in friendship. Oh no, he's delivering that cake. Well, that Jojo, he's easy to freaking rob. He's easy to rob, but Mike Francis, he's got that channel, the big channel, Mike Francis, big YouTube channel. That's the Colombo family, and that's part of that gambling ring. That gambling ring. Mike is I was in my 20s. I was in my early to mid 20s, Big Yen. Yeah. See, I was college educated. I was college educated in all types of psychology, marketing management, speak with confidence, communications. I got college credit to teach verbal communications, how to do speeches, and blah blah blah. And I was educated like that. So part of the gambling ring was also a steel brokerage. Steel builds buildings, steel, and all that. So that was the first time I was helping this other guy, Mike S. Get a regular weekly paycheck, try to sell steel, which you can't. It's such a cold call, cold sell. But he said, well, if you want to, he was a bookie, part of this Colombo gambling ring. And he said, well, go up to the falls and bring this up there and he'll give me some extra money. That's when I met the old man, the boss, Sam. So, so I did that for a little while, grab a $30 bill here, a $40 bill. It only took an hour. And that's when the old man uh, interviewed me. He interviewed me, which I was, yeah, he interviewed me. Check my license and background. He did do a background check. He did a background check on me and said, well, if you want to deliver some cake here or there, you could make a little more money. I was like, yeah, yeah. I didn't realize how dangerous it was, but then after I got in the mix and I knew this is a cannonball run, you got to make that. That's a gauntlet. That's a gauntlet. 400 miles gauntlet. Yeah. That was a gauntlet. So then I started thinking, what happened? There's no job security here. What happened to the other guy, Sam? That's when the guy, well, they tried to intercept me on Route 20. On Route 20, I took an alternate route, but I already had another secure. I already had security. They didn't know I had another security, but it fell through. Their little cutie pie idea fell through. That's when I got hip to what was going on. That's what I got hip to what was going on. And, no, Big Sam was the boss. Sam was one of the bosses of actually, Sam was the captain. Sam was a captain, but he was like in the geographical Niagara Falls. He was the boss captain of the Colombos in this multi-million-dollar gambling ring. My godfather, I'm from Brooklyn. My godfather was he did work for the Colombos. Coincidentally, and he protected me while I was going through a lot of this stuff. So yeah, Sam owned a bar and restaurant that was also part of a gambling hub, Northeastern gambling ring. So my godfather did a lot of work for the Colombo family. Bing, bang, boom, bang, boom. He did a lot of work. But Sam felt like a father to me. Me and Sam were close. Me and Sam were actually close. But he was in his 70s, but he still was thinking like a 25-year-old. He still had aggression. He still had aggression in him as like a 25-year-old dude. Even though they get 50, 60, 70 years old, they still have that aggressiveness in them. And I seen that a couple times when I disrespected him. I was like, jeez. I swear I saw his eyes. You know how they have shapeshifters? You know how they say people's face shapeshift and stuff like that? I swear I saw him shift. I saw him shift. He smashed that table down and he threatened me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll never do that again, Sam. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't have an ego. When it's time to be submissive, I'm sorry. But he said, it's all right, it's all right, Joe. It's all right. Don't you ever, I'll chop you up and throw you in the river. I'll chop you in them, But we were close. It sounds goofy, but we were close. He was a good man. I got aggravated at him because some stuff happened on the cake delivery and I disrespected him and said, why are you letting them know I'm delivering the cake, Sam? Why are you letting them know I'm delivering the cake? Your crew doesn't respect you. Your crew is trying to rob your cake. Wow, smash them out. What don't you know? And so I was a little brave because I almost got smashed out. But he it insulted him that he couldn't control these psychopaths. You know, they can't control these captains about. They can't control those guys. They can't control them. They can't control them. You know, there's loyalty. They take the oath, and there's loyal. There's loyal guys in there. Yeah, there's loyal guys in there. But these guys, they go so bad. They go so bad that the crew members lose their loyalty, and they're afraid of getting smashed because they owe 35,000. And then when these bad actors owe all that money, the bosses and the captains think, well, what is a boss and a captain going to think if there's a guy in the crew that owes 35,000 and they can't pay back? What's this guy's options? He's either going to run or he's going to go to the FBI to save his ass. So that guy's a bad actor. He's a liability. You got these guys that owe all this money. So a boss or a captain are going to look and say, we can't trust him. He's in a bad spot. That's why they took shots at me. And that's when I told the old man, you can't control these psychopaths. But they all went away anyways. I don't know where they went, but they went away. They went on the Magical Mystery Tour. The Beatles. The Magical Mystery Tour. What else we got here, Big Yin? Big Yin, how long did you do? Might I ask? How long did you do, Big Yin? Where are you from? What's the Cannonball Run? Big Yin, the Cannonball Run is me delivering the cake. Me delivering the cake from Niagara Falls to New York City. That's the Cannonball Run. There was a movie in the 70s called The Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds. They drove cross country. They did a cross country race with 40 cars, you know. Oh, Scotland, okay. For sure could have had a better way to tell Sam. Yeah. You remember, huh, Thomas? Yeah, good movie. Well, that was me, the Cannonball Run with the cake, when I don't know who the hell's behind me half the time. And I got a bullseye on my back. So I wasn't meant to do that. If you could have a sit down with any boss in history, who would it be? Well, Benny Blanco from the Bronx. You know the guy, Benny. You'll know this. See, I got a brain injury. Okay, I got a brain injury, and I try to play it off because my memory screws up sometimes. Where my history, I was dead. I was on life support. But you know the guy in the 40s that he was from Sicily. He actually helped the U.S. government. They got him out of prison. He actually helped the U.S. government in World War II because he knew the strategic ports in Sicily and Italy from World War II. Lucky. All right. I knew Benny. Yeah. I think, hey, Tommy Bahama, I think Lucky Luciano, I think he would be so interesting because he helped America win the war. You hear about Al Capone and the other guys, traditional bosses of these families, whoever the hell they were. But that guy, they sent him up to he was doing life in a northern New York in a box because that FBI guy was going after him. Myra Lansky, Benny knows his stuff. Benny's on point here. I'm sorry, I get a little brain, But they used him, but then they deported him. They deported him back to Sicily, but he knew the ports, for the Navy and all that. He knew the strategic stuff, and they were using those ships, the ships that like cargo. It would look like cargo. It wasn't a branded military uh, uh, like your ships have your government ship or whatever. They were like, but they put those big muzzles in them, innocent looking cargo ships, and then they blasted them, pretty slick. Can you imagine him writing a book? But I would have to say that would be my what's going on, Tommy Bahama? I saw you sneak in the back door. I gotta turn this on here. I gotta plug this in. You know me, I'll do a marathon. Let me plug this in before lights out. See, I'm prepared now. I'm not that technical, I don't have whatever. We're back in action. Mike Francis wasn't a boss. He was a captain. But Mike, I talked some smack about Mike, but Mike, he should talk about the gambling stories of the gambling ring. The only time he talked about it when he was in front of the Senate hearing committee. Then he does his show, I mean, to each his own. He's already got immunity because he liked to they fixed everything. He said mostly boxing, and I told a story about some of the crooked small time college basketball. Back then you could fix them games easy. You got a couple starters, you got a couple starters on the team. You could fix them in a smaller market. But then the mob gets greedy and they want to bet too much. They got a guy in Vegas and they want to bet too much on the game. So of course, Vegas, you can't get Vegas. They monitor the handle. So you guys might understand what I'm talking about. Vegas at the casinos is a network. They'll call and assess things. We took before the game starts, so they'll know suspicious activity on Fordham, Niagara, St. Bonaventure, Canisius. They'll know who the hell's betting these amounts on these games. But Mike Francis, he I don't know boxing. He was trying to fix boxing matches. Tommy Bahama, well, some teams were playing. They weren't playing their starters, so it was very highly volatile for the football. The Jets, they just stink. I can't afford to gamble. I can't afford to gamble. I think I can handicap these games. The NFL stinks. The refs stink. The NBA is a joke. It's all it is, a 3-point contest. The NBA, it got woked out. It got politicized with you guys all know. Pro sports is garbage now. Pro sports is garbage. I was watching Boston College yesterday. Hey, Juju, Boston College. Who the hell were they playing yesterday? Boston College. Yeah, he still plays. Boston College was playing. I can't think. So I had a free bet on the MGM thing for a 20 or whatever. I bet a $3 parlay or some goofy, but it put it up a $20 parlay. I caught the other one. Now I'm getting ready for Boston College. This goofball. I've seen this goofy ref. I've seen this historical goofy ref that this mush ref, and they called a personal foul in the Boston College game at the end yesterday. I can't remember who the hell they were playing. My mind is shot. But it cost me like $80. I didn't got money. Maybe I could use that, And it's just like, we like action if there's gamblers in here. I can't afford to gamble. I'm on a limited budget, but I was used to taking the action. I'm being on the other side. No, I can't risk my what I got, little I got. The NBA you can't gamble on. NFL football, it's tough. Uh, Sometimes it looks like the freaking WWF. It looks like world. It's like just entertainment. They're trying to get their matchups, and uh, they played Fairlight Dickerson. No, they didn't play them yesterday. But that was one of them small teams on that list, Tommy Bahama. Where the hell are you from? They could get to those small types of school. Fairlight Dickerson, Tommy Bahama. Hmm. Did you see the final of that NBA game the other night? 153 to 135. 150 NBA. Who was that? Memphis against somebody. I don't know. Oklahoma? Maybe Oklahoma. The total was almost 290. Oh, Queens. Figures got to be a Queens guy. Queens. My my family years ago had a little in the marina, Surfside 3. A long time ago, it was called Surfside 3. They owned part of the marina. It was called Surfside 3 Motel or Hotel. Yeah. Yeah, I'll trade you a smoke for some ramen noodles. I miss when sports was for men. Now you have uh, these hot chicks trying to tell me what a pick and roll is or how to tackle too fast. Oh, it's absolutely what the sports media has done. Now, some of the girls are good, but ESPN, I can't watch ESPN. Them racist black women on ESPN. I'm not racist. I like black women. I mean, I got nothing against that. You know, some are good. You know, we got Benny. We got Benny Blanco. What's up, Benny? We got Benny. We got Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Now all we need is Benny and the Jets. I felt sorry for Aaron Rodgers today. He doesn't have any offensive line at all. You know what? And the coach, that bum coach for the Jets, yeah, me either. No ESPN in my house. No, nah. They turn it into shit. It's not like the other days. Aaron Rodgers, now that scrub coach, that DEI hire bum or whoever they are, and an offensive coordinator, these DEI bum coaches in the NFL, forgive me, but that's what it is. It's not, there's a lot better candidates for some of it. So, yeah, they all became woke. Now, Caitlin Clark, she's back on the woke side again, just after I complimented her and everything else. But you know what? The WNBA is more competitive than the NBA. The NBA's they shoot 70% three pointers. Yeah, when you see Benny Blanco from the Bronx, when Aaron Rodgers, Benny ben, now listen to me when I'm talking to you, boy. Remember Foghorn Leghorn? Aaron Rodgers looks his age now. Time to call it a career. Great player in Green Bay. Do you see the wear and tear on poor Aaron Rodgers' face? Like a soldier that's been in many battles. He has no offensive line. He wants to call his own plays because he knows he doesn't have time. He's only got a half a second in the pocket. But that bum coach over there, them DEI hires, they leave him. They leave him back there to get slaughtered. They leave him back there to get slaughtered. They stink. They're tanking. And they should have pulled him out. They should have took him right out. Why do you want to disgrace the guy like that? He's been beat up. Yeah. Well, because they got that 80 million. Now, I don't know how Benny Rogers, what's the Jets to cut him? I don't blame him. Well, the deadline, there's these deadlines, and then it's a matter of 80 million. If they make a move before a certain time, it's 40 million. But it's like who blinks first? Aaron Rodgers not going to say anything either way till that deadline to see what move the Jets will make first, because I think there's still 80 million uh, on that contract. But if they show their hand, it might be 40. But like you just sit back, go on the McAfee show, be a guest commentator, or do your own podcast. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is smart. And remember when that certain time, I can't say it on here because they censored me, they kicked me off of here and everything else. So I gotta just talk. But remember a couple of years ago when that thing was going around and Aaron Rodgers wasn't buying into all that, and then the NFL got on him. The NFL got on him because he didn't play into to all that garbage. He's a very intelligent guy if you listen to him. They paid him big, but I don't think he's leaving to try to give him one more try. He's got a rocket arm. Believe me. He was running backwards. He was running backwards in duress, and he launched it 60 yards from the other side of the 50-yard line. I think it might have got intercepted, but he still launched it, because they got a top 5 defense. The Jets, the Bills caught some breaks. Yeah, good game. But the Jets have a tougher defense. They haven't been healthy, but it's just a bad situation for Rodgers. It's just a bad situation. It's crazy. But they still get that check. But the coaching, that's where what's Belichick? He wants to coach North Carolina football. Does anybody know Benny? Any of the Bennies? Benny? Is Belichick considering going to University of North Carolina or South Carolina? Does anybody know Bill Belichick? Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he likes that ayahuasca. But with a coach, the Jets coaching, they're DEI scrubs. They're tokens. They're token DEIers. They're tokens. Yeah. Oh, Ivan Lore. Who is it, Ivan Lore? Did I miss your thing? Oh, North Carolina. UNC. All right. Thank you, Mr. Lore. Give if the Bills had Belichick during Josh Allen, they'd have had 2 Super Bowls. We got McDummy. Oh, they're considering McDermott for the Bills to be coach of the year. He's a scrub. When it's crunch time, he's a scrub. The Buffalo Bills coach. And now, like everybody gets a trophy. These commentators. Yeah, Belichick. These commentators. Everybody's Hall of Famers. Everybody's coach of the year. Yeah. McDermott is a bum. Joe Brady's calling the plays. Yeah, you know what, Benny? I would have never thought that in a million years. It's just, I think these guys, the psychology behind it, I think the psychology behind it is they've reached the Mecca. They've reached the holy grail of the Mount Rushmore of coaching in pro football. So he's just thinking, could I add anything else to my resume? He's been enjoying himself doing the podcast. I watched, Belichick I'm a Bills fan. I'm a Bills fan. Belichick been giving me nightmares. See all this gray hair? But, well, I better not say that. Bill shouldn't be coaching, just said, but Bill is one of the greatest NFL coaches, still wants to coach and can't get a job. Unreal. Well, I think that he just when you got that mentality, you just want another project. You just want another project. He doesn't need to add anything to his resume. What more does he need to? But what that'll do through the NIL, see, he's pretty slick because the transfer portals for the NIL in college, he'll get Benny, I heard that. I heard he was dating a young filly. All I've saw for the last 20 years was this real serious Belichick. That's all I've been seeing is this serious cat. But on the podcast, he's got a sense of humor. He's a cool dude. I just seen him, a nightmare beating up the Bills all these years. But he's a cool dude. He's got a little young filly, 24 years old, huh, Benny? He's got a little young thoroughbred, huh? Oh, Bill boy. Yeah, she's probably a senior at North Carolina. Benny. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think, Benny, that they're gonna hit that. Is that already a done deal? Ivan Lore says he's dating a 24-year-old girl. He's 72. He's overweight. It doesn't matter, Ivan, if he's Humpty Dumpty, sit on a wall. Humpty Dumpty. It don't matter if he's what he is. He's the man. These girls don't care. I know. What about the owner? What about the owner that was tearing up them Asians and stuff? Oh yeah. Bill Belichick, he still likes to rock and roll. He still likes to rock and roll. Well, Robert Kraft and Bill, who knows what they were doing all those years? Billionaire Robert Kraft. They like all the young fillies. They like all them freaking Sophia Lorenz and Marilyn Monroe's and all that. When you got wealth and status and money like that, these girls are just throwing up their panties at you. They're like Tiger Woods. How could Tiger? They're just throwing their panties at you. Yeah, that's a lot of rocking and rolling. But it'll be interesting, Benny, to see who's going to transfer to UNC. Usually a college basketball team, historical freaking great college basketball history. Well, he'll grab a couple guys from Alabama. He'll grab a couple guys from Georgia. He'll grab a quarterback. Watch and see who the quarterback is. Watch right now in the future and see who that starting quarterback. It'll be a stud transfer from another school that didn't go pro, didn't go pro because they still make money in college, You get it all here, folks. We talk about anything. I sit here all by myself all day. What the hell? I need some action. You and me both, Big Yin. Me and you both. Yep. Manning's kid, he's a he's a true freshman, ain't he? Yeah, that's one of the other Manning's child though. It's Archie's grandkid, but there was another Manning brother, not Peyton, not Eli. There's another Manning brother. I think that kid. Uh, he came in backup for one game and he played good. For who? LSU or somebody? Louisiana, wherever the hell they're from. New Orleans, Louisiana. He'll be good. He's raw talent. Belichick could school him real good. Real good. Bet the future bet. Bet the future bet for them to make the playoffs. The future bet that they'll make the playoffs. Because we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but you don't think they're in communication with Bill, some of these great athletes at these other schools, and they're like, well, Bill, if you're going to coach this team I'm on, we ain't going anywhere. Because that UNC's got a good defense. They had a pretty good core defense. I don't know who's going where, seniors or any of that, but a real good core defense. If they could, a little offense, grab one of these kids and coach him, all that knowledge, all that NFL knowledge, all that 50 years of coaching, that he could groom a good-looking young quarterback, be a dangerous athlete, especially if the kid's got natural ability. They have a lot of these athletes have natural ability, but they don't have the right coaching. They don't have the right coaching. New York City playgrounds, 10% of the guys playing in the New York City playgrounds could play in the NBA basketball, but they don't have any stability. They don't have any coaching. There's a lot of raw talent out there, but some are coachable, some aren't. Some are just streets and they don't want to hear about any structured stuff, because you go to college and then you sit the bench and they're sitting the bench and they're thinking, well, I'm better than the starters, and they're gonna, too much street. I knew a couple guys that, yeah, Rucker Park, Benny. There's 40% of them. 40% of them could play if they had the right tutelage and mentoring and when you're coaching the inner city kids. I tried to teach scholastically some. It's tough. You got to be a psychologist. You got to be a coach, but you got to be a psychologist to these kids. And some of them will listen and some of them won't. Some of them won't. Yeah, Rucker. The historical Rucker Park. Benny, you're in New York. What's the picture there? Benny looking slick with the shades. Good to have you aboard. Thanks for joining me. I just do a little thing here. I don't have any introduction and all that. I don't have any old Italian music in my introduction, but someday, if I had the right stuff, I could produce a video and insert videos. I got the chops for all that. I'm not a schmuck. I am a great strategist. If I had that, but I don't. To just take it. I'm the best talk show host on planet Earth. I do it with nothing. Please forgive me, folks. You got to be confident, though. You got to be confident. You know, Benny, they froze me. They censored me for over a year. They censored me on here. So that my channel's just starting back up. I'm not going to talk politics anymore. No. I did my time. I did my time and freaking, yeah. So I saw a quote from Belcher. He said, "You're going to run the program like a professional organization." Yeah. Mm. Ivan, I heard when Bill retires, his son will take over in UNC. Well, Benny, his son is on his staff right now, right? Well, his son was on the staff. All that knowledge. Holy cow. Man, a lot of knowledge there. Wow. A good deal for his son's future. Yeah. Benny, how old are you? Like 25, Benny? Benny, are you guys both from Queens? Let me look in here. Forgive me, folks. You gotta excuse me. I'm used to not having company. Wow. I knew a Benny. He was a jeweler. Oh, all right. Good people. I might be biased to New Yorkers. There's good people everywhere. I just there's good, cool people, interesting characters everywhere. But it's just something different about New Yorkers, especially Brooklyn. Oh, Westchester. My brother was born. There. My older brother, he's 1 year older than me. He was born Westchester. Yeah. Oh, Ivan, you're from Albany. This is a New York State channel. But I get some people here and there, New Zealand, Australia. I got an international channel. But I'm gonna rise up the hard way. That's all. It's a hobby of mine. Yeah. It's a hobby, and we could rock and roll, and we talk sports. We could talk mobsters, gangsters. Uh, I try to say that the mafia doesn't exist, and then on my other people. Well, we're all human beings, Ivan. We're all just trying to make it through the world. You guys have families, and maybe you have children. You're just trying to rise, live your life and prosper in the things you do, and you got to keep your head together. We all have to keep our head together. We're gonna get everything thrown at us, but how do you process and handle earth-shaking things? You gotta process them psychologically so you can make better moves. If you got children and things like that. You're late, man. So what else is a lot of cool? Yeah. You know what? The way I look at it, somebody comes in my chat and they're good enough to hang out with me and shoot the breeze around with me. That's an act in good faith. That to me, that's an act in good faith. I don't want to get wishy-washy or anything like that. I'm not some old tough mob gangster guy. I ran around all them, and half of them guys pissed the bed. So I ain't like my mother raised us 5 children by herself, taught us to be good Christians, taught us to be Christians. You see? Taught us to be good people in the world. I'm not a mean, bad guy. There's the 10 commandments. How many did I break today? I didn't break too many. I'm trying not to swear anymore because it turned my channel off. See, that's what it's about. Keep your head together and keep your nose clean and all the things. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Them guys were doing blow like they thought it was gonna run out the next day. And then Mike Francis and all that stuff. Well, we didn't sell drugs. Now, in his defense, Mike Francis, his family got, drugs, is bad. It's tough. But don't get up there and say they didn't deal drugs. They dealt more drugs than the CVS pharmacy. I mean, come on, Mike. Geez, there are people out there. Well, Dom, well, you know what? I started my YouTube channel, right? And I was bashing Mike Francis. I was bashing him because he was claiming his rank. Mike's very smart and I like his political views, but he just thinks everybody's dead or in prison doing life. Well, little Jojo's still alive, so me, but so I would talk smack about Mike and I wouldn't get views. So I was trying to piggyback his name in the title, so that's the YouTube hustle. Your title is very important. The key words on the algorithm are very important to get you views. So I was piggybacking that. Mike's lying, blah, blah, blah. That got old, you know. So that was part of the soap opera. Now you got Dom Chicali and Joy Merlino and Sammy. They're just perpetuating the YouTube soap opera. Tune in tomorrow when Joy Merlino responds to Dom Chicali saying, if I find you in Florida, I'm going to kick your butt. That's what it is. They're all hustlers. I'm not going to do the bashing. I'm going to tell my own stories. Wherever they go, they go. Wherever they go, they go. I don't need to bash them. I'm smart in strategy and marketing. Wherever I go, I go. Yeah, that's a shortcut. That's a shortcut to try to get clicks and views. Hey, Sir Drums, you're late. So I don't want to rise up bashing. I mean Dom Chicali. Now you can say what he wants, but he does look to be a little unbalanced. Now, I don't mean any disrespect. He don't watch this show anyways, but he looks to be. If you're a forensic, if you watch forensic psychologist, and you got people, I would say, but in another breath, I think everybody you see, all the mobsters you see on YouTube rat it. Joey Merlino didn't. Joey Merlino didn't rat. It is what it is. All your favorite mobs tube channels are rats. Straight, the dirtiest of rats. The dirtiest of rats. But nobody cares about here a rat, there a rat, everywhere a rat, rat. Old MacDonald had a rat. E-I-E-I-O. No, people want to hear mob stories. I'm not going to play that soap opera. We're going to get down and tell some good, crazy stories. Yeah. Yeah, they're all, Joy Merlino's the only guy, the real dude. Real dude. One of the guys in the crew that I actually got close to, I thought I was close to because we used to go to the racetrack and gamble and hang out outside of the club. And if I wasn't working or giving the other guys rides and all that crazy stuff, me and him as just like friends, friendly, but I got a little fooled like that. But he would treat me and we'd bet horses and everything. And it was like Joy. He was like, he had the same mannerisms as Joey Merlino. Joy Merlino. Tough. But you know what about these guys? They're quick-witted. Now, you know me, I like to laugh. I'm loosey-goosey. These guys are quick-witted, like a stand-up comedian, some of them. And I mean, it's like the 7 faces of Eve. Like who are you getting? Who are you getting today? But Yeah. Joey Molino just did that giveaway. He did that giveaway for Christmas, and Dom's trying to put him down. I mean, come on, Lou Frate. Lou Frate, the guy's being a good Samaritan and trying to do charitable things. That's why I don't think Dom. I mean, I don't want to bash Dom, but sometimes I just think Dom doesn't think things through too well. Because one thing in this world that you can't knock is charity. Charity. You can't knock. I don't care if it's who it is. A person that's charitable to help underprivileged children. You want to get up there on your show and talk some smack about what? Mm-mm. Yeah. Betty, anyone could see when Molino made fun of Sammy the Bull's shoes. Yeah, what the, Sammy, Benny, Sammy, hey, Thomas, Thomas says those charity guys are the worst. Is that sarcastic? Or you're getting blocked? Just kidding. Thanks for your input. Sarcastic. He was missing a buckle. Oh man. Yeah, that I don't know. See, Sammy the Bull Gravano. Now you younger guys that been watching MobTube, soap opera, blah 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 blah. Sammy the Bull is like an intimidating name, right? Aggressive name. Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull. I'm a bulldog. No. Sammy the Bull was from Bull's Benny. What is that? Bull's Head? I got brain damage. Bull's Head? I got a brain injury in case you haven't noticed. Bull's so his nickname, the Bull, was from a geographical area. Sammy the Bull. He was a skinny midget sawed-off runt. Sammy the Bull Gravano. He was a sawed-off freaking Mama Luke, skinny. Then he caught a charge, and he was a little skinny wimp getting slapped around Brooklyn, and then he got a charge, and then he took steroids because he was crapping his pants that he was going to try to act tough in prison and had to start pumping iron. He's a fraud. He's a straight up Bull's Head, Staten Island. My mind is shot, Benny. Bull's Head, yeah, Staten Island. My father's buried on Staten Island. My father's buried at the cemetery there. Sawed off runt. Sammy the Bull. All MobTube thinks he was this tough street fighter. Sawed off little skinny runt. He tried to say he was in those gyms with that guy it was a recognizable name of that owned those the boxing fighters promoter. Atlas, Jimmy Atlas was his name, Tony Atlas or whatever. Like he was in the whatever. The guy, one of the guys that worked there, like those old boxing trainers that are 90 years old, like Rocky's trainer from the movie. Them old guys said, we never saw him. That's all made up stuff. Like he was a regular in there boxing. It's all fairy tale. Teddy Atlas. Benny knows Teddy Atlas. I said Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas was a bodybuilder. I don't know. Those three just a car with a gun. Yeah. Mafia tube, MobTube is such a big misconception when it comes to that little runt. My godfather would have my godfather was around way back then, and then he caught that first charge. He was on I don't know, he did an interview. And my godfather said, look at that little punk there. The media trying to portray him to be whatever he was. They robbed their way They robbed their way, of course, historically speaking. They robbed it to him. He's now I don't want to I want to be a Christian, I want to be a Christian, but he had speech um impediment like me. I can't get the words out. He had some kind of communication barrier, dyslexic, or he had some kind of, because he was a scared off little runt, and he's supposed to be Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull. Yeah. But we can't talk about the feds and the FBI and all of that stuff. We can't go there. We can't go there. So thank you, Benny and Sir Drums. Well, at least I get to hang out with some people and uh, kill some time. That's on Bull's Head, Staten Island. Bull's Head, Staten Island. Wow. Well, it was good to have you in here, Benny. My traditional people here, and Benny and Kurzepa, good people that come in there, help an old man out. Fort Lauderdale. Hey, I need a place to stay. I'm gonna hitchhike to Florida. Can you help me out? I need a GoFundMe. I need a GoFundMe page. No. Yeah, so, well, that's cool. Hitchhike. Well, there's a trucking place over here. Where you from, Thomas? Maybe did you already tell me before? Where you from? I got a lot of New Yorkers in here. New York. The big riggers, yeah. Yeah, I might hitch a ride with one of those truck drivers. It might be a damn serial killer. Oh, all right. California, that's right. You told me before. Born in Syracuse. Syracuse to California. Oh. You're part of that gambling ring too? I don't know. Forgive me, man. Forgive me. Forgive me. What else we got? What else we want to talk about? Mike Francis. My pops probably played a few games with the crew. Yeah. Sir Drums, we're gonna do a New Year's Eve show. So you guys come back and we're gonna, well, these people, maybe they might be at a club or something, but I'm gonna do it. My people, we're gonna do a Happy New Year's we're gonna do a Happy New Year's thing because I ain't clubbing. I got ripped off on a car. Me, supposed to be two senior citizens beat me on a car. I saved up for freaking a year and a half to buy a car, and two senior citizens, I'll call them Bonnie and Clyde, they got me for the car. The tranny was shot. They got me. Bonnie and Clyde, 74 years old and 78 years old. They got me. I'm supposed to be smart. Yeah. I'm supposed to be a smart old timer, right? They got me. And they fled to Florida, to their beautiful mansion in Florida. Wow. So, yeah. And I live out in the country now. My grocery store is a Dollar General. Yeah. Keep crying, Jojo. Keep crying. You know how I say it. Bach, we're going to play the Boo-Hoo Symphony in E minor. I got beat by two senior citizens. Play it in E minor. Does that make sense? I don't know what E minor is, but it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. Okay. I just uh it was on market Facebook market. It was on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, it was those old 300s. It was in mint condition. It was in completely mint condition. I thought I was robbing them. I thought I was robbing them. They looked wealthy. They had a nice estate, and and you know, I thought, well, they're just being nice to me. Well, how kind of you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. And then a freaking month later, the whole electrical system, the stick shift, everything, bam, bam, bam. I think they've had somebody put sawdust in the gears, like the old trick what they used to do. They'd put if the gears in the tranny were screwed up, they would put sawdust in there if the gears were missing a couple teeth, and then it would grind, it would run. I think they invented that trick. Now used cars, so my sister comes and helps me when I gotta go grocery shopping and things like that. But hey, I'm alive. I'm alive. I still got a chance. I still got a chance, folks. Thank you, Sir Drums. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sir Drums. God bless you, man. So there's a link. Of course, I'm a writer. Of course, Ivan's. Look at that. Look at me. Look at that little kid. 9 lives. 9 lives. I can write. You know me, when I'm done talking to you, your ears will be red. Of course, I can write very, very eloquently. Let me stop. Let me stop. I don't want to look too goofy and immature. There's new timers on here. I gotta be impressive here. I gotta look impressive. Thank you, folks, for coming in here and helping me out. But yeah, hey, sometimes, like when I was playing ping pong, sometimes you're the hustler, or sometimes you get hustled. That's all there is to it. They thought they were going to hustle me on that ping pong. Well, they didn't know I grew up on a ping pong table. So, you know, that's all. But I wouldn't play any of the crew. We played basketball with the crew members. They thought a lot of these guys were athletes. Some of these guys in the mob, they played high school sports. They could have got college scholarships. Some of these guys were great athletes, but they just went off took the wrong road. And we played basketball with them, but uh, I was younger. I was a little more, not aggressive. I always tried to laugh and have fun, but I might have just had a little more cockiness in me. And I'm playing them basketball, and I'm doing all right. And then they want to fight. They want to fight. It's like I ain't playing basketball with you guys anymore. And we're betting free throws, betting on you know best out of 10 free throw shooting. And but then the old man, he was like, no, don't gamble with these guys anymore. Don't gamble. They're too nuts. You're beating them out of their money, and you're talking smack to them. They're psychopathic freaking serial killers, and they're not. I got drawn. They drew on me before. They drew on me before. They drew on me before. I was like, nah. All that can lead down is to there's nothing good. Oh, so you made $60, Jojo. You made $60. You beat them in basketball, but you don't realize how hot-headed them guys are. And the guy did freaking manhandle me to the ground and try to start, but they grabbed him because I was, you know, you know. uh what the hell, like don't jump, whatever. I used to have a term I can't remember. When they would jump, you'd fake don't whatever. Uh oh no, don't reach. You reach, I teach. That's what I would say. You reach, I teach. Boom, bang. You reach, I teach, and then they get aggravated. You reach, I teach, and then boom. Oh, he punched me in the gut. He punched me in the gut. But I was bent over, and I came up swinging. But the guy was like Rocky Marciano, and he just manhandled me. But you can't. You got to take a lump here or there just to show that you're just not a complete pushover, because they'll do it all the time. They'll do it all the time. Because I did say, whenever you got your back to me, I'm going to do like, if you ever got your back to me and I got a machete, and then they just laughed it off because they knew I wasn't going to do it anyways. But at least they thought, well, at least the kid stuck up for himself. But you guys know the mob rules. Like, when I went up to the club and like some of the guys were like insulting me and doing this and that, and I told the guy, take your gun off. We'll go freaking box or do whatever you want. You can't do that. I'm not a made guy. I'm not a made guy, and I can't, like, the rules of engagement. So I just thought, because I was skinny, I used to run track. I was an athlete. So I just thought, if I could get a 1-2 in on him, I could daze him and then just plaster him. But if he ever grabs a hold of me, I'm done. He's just gonna pummel me, So bad. You're young and you're a little more ballsy, but I was thinking I can't just because me and the old man, we were close. We were close. And some of these nitwits, they were like jealous of it. They were jealous of it. They owed him a ton of money. They owed other families money, gambling debts, whoever they could get a bet in with. Like the Colombos did a lot of gambling and things like that. The other families just did a smaller scale, the sports betting and stuff. Colombo's rock and roll Hall of Fame gambling ring, in my opinion. I don't know that's just my opinion. I'm not the historical, you know. So I appreciate all you guys coming in here and helping me out. Thank you, Sir Drums. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna do the New Year's show, Sir Drums. We got New Yorkers in here. We got New Yorkers. It's been a long time, but it just seems like when you hit New York, the air's different. Maybe it's all in my head. It just seems like, you know, you get old and then it's nostalgic and you reminisce and all of that stuff. And that's all you can do. What else we got? Anybody else? But Ivan, there were some real good athletes. Real good athletes. Um, I I saw a couple of the guys, baseball, state honors, um, wrestling, football, baseball. And some of these guys were very, very, very good athletes. My godfather, muscle for the Colombos, my godfather had scholarship for the running back for the Green Bay Packers way back, Taylor. Was it Jim Taylor? Benny, New York Crazy, something else. They set someone else on fire in the damn subway again. What's going on here? Get that Bragg and that Letitia, these rodents, get them out of there. And while you're at it, that Fannie Willis and her boyfriend, that they got to get rid of these people. She's in Georgia, but now she's got to answer to the piper because they're pursuing everything. But that district office, that they don't want to prosecute any crimes. And how do the people sit there and watch it? Well, Penny, oh, see everybody, Benny, everybody's sitting intimidated because you don't know if one of these perps have a gun or a knife on them. But let me tell you something. I'm 61 years old. If I'm sitting there and there's another guy, 30, average built, and I say, bro, want to get him? Let's get him. Well, you're just going to, they just sit there and witness it? Is everything in our country just turning into woke, fruity pie, fairy tale, or fairies? And is that what our country's turning into? Now, I know that it's tough to be a hero because you just don't know. But if you know this guy's alone and he's doing something and he's 5'1", 140 pounds, grab him. Grab him. Come with me. Come with me. You know, if I have a shirt, if I see that I have a t-shirt on, I take my jacket off and I run it out, and you grab him and you put it around his neck and you just pull it around his neck. Now, I don't care how strong he is. When you got that neck secured with it, roll up your shirt. And when you got that neck secured, he ain't moving. He's going to battle. But you could keep the stress on there. No, just let him set I don't know what the hell is going on. Is this the Twilight Zone? Are we living in an alternate universe? Well, I don't get it. Because they get caught, catch and release, catch and release, catch and release. So in their mind, in their mind, they just think, But Holman, the new director of Homeland Security, he's come in and he's cleaning house the next day. So even the mayor said he's cool with it. No more politics. No more politics. Get these people out of the damn city. Get these people out of the damn city. Why aren't there just I'm a little crazy. Like Robert De Niro in the movie Taxi Driver, and Charles Bronson when they went after the bad people. When they went after the bad people that are perpetrators of all this. There's a word for it. I can't think of it. But I don't know how. Now, I don't know who was on that train. I don't know what that situation was. Maybe it was just all women on there. Maybe it was just all women. And then they look. Maybe they look. Yeah. Yeah, my friend was just down there, Benny. He said it's gone to shit. Yeah. Yeah, them guys that I can't think of the word, what the hell. But all this crazy stuff going on. What they've done politically, and I don't want to talk politics, but what they've done to this country, I never thought it would get where they intentionally just tank the country. Just tank the country. Like we're a third world country. What's happened in our country has only happened historically in third world radical countries. And our political leaders for the last 4 years have just, my buddy was just on that 4 train in the Bronx. Is a mess. Oh no, I think it was the 7. I don't even know. I can't even think straight. It's hard to even get on a train. I mean, what do you got to do? Have protection or? But if you see somebody up there sideways, you just wait. One move, one move, one move toward me. I'm not just like See, I'm glad that they acquitted that Daniel Penny. Right? They acquitted Daniel Penny, and then right outside the courthouse, who do you see? Who do you see right outside the courthouse after Daniel Penny gets acquitted? That bum, Al Sharpton. It's racist. You're played out, Al Sharpton. You're played out with all that the con artist that he is. That race baiting. It's all race bait, race bait, race baiting, race baiting. The guy was a criminal. He happened to be black, and he got shook out by a hero. But how's that turn into race baiting? How was that? Yeah, Al Sharpton, he was connected to all corruption. All corruption. He's got pictures with Mike Francis, allegedly. Maybe you could Google it. Well, they had Curtis Sliwa and whatever, all that shit that was going on. Curtis Sliwa with the Angels of whatever the hell they were. They're all money. It was all money organizations. Yeah, it was all. Oh my gosh, Benny. Do I have one? He looks like a mongoloid now. What happened to him? All that evilness caught up to him. All that evilness caught up to him. He's like a little pencil, and then he's got this mongoloid head. It's like he's talking like a bobblehead. That's racist. They let Daniel Penny. Yeah. Then they got that sloth lady from Black Lives Matters getting up there running their con game after Daniel Penny playing the same old race bait card. Listen, Reverend Al, listen, scum BLM. We've seen that charade before. We've seen that movie before. You grabbed all that money and you put some paint on a wall. Curtis Sliwa. Yeah. BLM, they grabbed all that money in that race bait hustling. And what did they do? Where George what they do in his town with all them tens of millions of dollars? They put a mural on the wall where they bought freaking $500 worth of paint. They put a mural on the wall in his hometown. Yeah, BLM. There's your 300 million, BLM. They all got conned. All the donors, and they all got conned. Yeah. The BLM lady there was standing talking outside the courthouse after Daniel Penny got acquitted, as well as Al Sharpton. They were getting booed. They got booed. They had to go in the building. They had to go out the back door. People ain't buying that bull crap anymore. Get lost. Get lost. Get lost. New Yorkers are starting to change different politically now. They've seen all this stuff. And that's why the mayor said, we're cleaning the house. We're getting them out of our town. Who objects to getting these illegal criminals out of your city? This is normal stuff. He said, I plan to fully cooperate with Holman and the Federal Department of Homeland Security and getting rid of these people out of our city. I completely, uh, I will fully cooperate. What do those other Democrat scum say? Oh, he's a turncoat. Well, what do you want, the criminals? So if you're against that, you approve of illegal criminals. So what are these people on crack? So how does that sound bad that the mayor wants to work with the feds to get these crazies out of the city? How is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? The Democrats are talking smack. How much crack do they have to do in one day to think that the citizens are going to go on, be on their side? They're preaching to the choir now. In 4 years, there'll be a Republican governor, and there'll be New York will turn New York. All the Democrats have left is California and New York. That's all. The whole Democrat base now, the DNC, is that California that's really smashed out, and New York State. But New York State is shifting. New York State is shifting. So how long do they think the citizens are going to agree with their craziness? Who is against getting illegal criminals out of their cities? Who's against that? The blood, what they did at the border, the blood is on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's hands. All them illegals that came in and committed murder, the blood is on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's hands. They're in court, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in court, they would be culpable. They're culpable. They should be charged. They should be charged. And Denver mayor, oh, when the illegals come here, when the illegal criminals come here, we're gonna protect the illegal criminals and all that. That scum from Denver, Colorado, we're gonna protect them. Holman did a speech the next day. He said, I got something for you. I got something for you, Mr. The Denver mayor. I got something for you. There ain't no more sanctuary cities, bro. He says that's harboring a fugitive, and it's 4 other federal crimes connected to that. So when you want to obstruct us removing the illegals, get your toothbrush and underwear. Get your toothbrush and underwear, Mr. Mayor. Get your toothbrush and underwear, Mr. Mayor, because you're going to get charged and go to the federal penitentiary. So we'll see what happens when I get in. Then he got on the next day and said, well, we might. Yeah, then he had a different tune. Yeah. Then he had a little different tune. New York City looks like South America now with all the scooters on the road. That's what somebody told me. What are they doing? What are they doing? What is it, like Argentina? Brazil? What they did to New York. People got to run around on public transportation, and maybe some people can't afford the Uber and other methods of transportation. I'd have to get a permit. I'd have to get a permit, a legal permit. Anybody come sideways, that's just it. I'm not a violent person, but I'm not going to let nobody get the upper hand on me. If there's a scrub doing something to somebody and there's 2 men, grab them. It's very easy. A person could outweigh you. Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm sorry about that. Hold on. Hold on a second. I gotta get a coffee, and then we'll finish up. We're just killing some time here, you know. Thank you for hanging out. I'm just gonna heat my coffee up, but I actually saw this happen. What I'm gonna show you. That's why I got this crazy idea in my head. But if it's all you got, you know, to utilize what you got in a situation, a crazy situation. All right. Now, I don't promote violence and any of that kind of stuff. You know, I had a refreshing this coffee. We're pushing 2 hours, folks. I'm the hardest working YouTuber out there. Excuse me for slurping. That could be annoying. So maybe if you're even in the park, you're in the park and somebody's got somebody on the ground, somebody, you know, that might not even out. Take your shirt off. Take your t-shirt off. Take your t-shirt off. You can submit. You can submit somebody. You can submit. They could be strong and but every second that goes by, they're losing oxygen and they're losing their strength. You only need to apply that for you. I mean, a woman could do that to a man. A woman could do that to a man. Sounds a little whacked out, but submit them right out. Then once they're submitted out, stomp them out. Stomp them out before they freaking wake up. Stomp them out. The way everything these days, the way things look these days, shit. I just keep a pen. A pen. Just whatever you gotta do. Somebody comes at me sideways, I'm going for the eyes. I don't care. I'm not asking questions. I'm an old man. I'm an old man. These illegals, they're everywhere. Now there's some good, hardworking people, but they got to do it the right way. But some of these people, they don't care. They don't care if they go to prison. They don't care. I already got a plan. I already got a plan. Somebody walks up to me, yeah, man, I got you, and I'll go, well, here I got some money here for you, and then I'll have my pen, and then I'm gonna calculate where his eye is, and I'm going to put it right in his eye. That's all. Here, you want my $4? Here, but wait, you're gonna take some of this. I'm going all in. I'm going all in. They want to murder. They don't care to murder. It's just senseless murder. They got people in fear in New York and other cities. They run around people in fear. The police don't even want to freaking haul them in because the DAs don't prosecute them. It's catch and release. Well, they're talking smack about the police and all that, but it's all catch and release because these political district attorneys are evil. They're like evil demons. They're like evil demons. They're evil. Let's just leave. I want to say some other things about these DAs, but I can't. But I can't say it. But I want to say some things about these DAs that are letting all these illegals, they're doing all this catch and release to freaking terrorize our country, murder innocent people. I want to say some things about the DAs, but I can't. Because then maybe the next DA will think twice when they're playing their little political games. Everything's fruity pie. Everything's all rainbow hair and all this girly feminine bull crap. What happened to just being normal? All this crazy thinking. You know, Years ago, you could walk down the street in Brooklyn. Ain't nobody gonna. It would be fine. It would be fine. You ain't gonna come doing some silly stuff in some of those neighborhoods. Bad actors doing crazy stuff. They don't call the police. They don't call. They take it. They throw you in the East River. They don't give a crap about calling the police. You come through there trying to mug Mrs. Manicotti. You mugging her, and there's four of us on the street, and you see somebody doing that to good old Italian Mrs. Manicotti, and they don't call. They're gonna stretch you out. Street justice. Street justice. Come walking through there and all that with your pants hanging off your butt. And yeah, come strolling through there being disrespectful and all that. Play that game back when the mob was running around. Nah, they didn't dare. Go to somewhere else and pull that off. My grandmother's gotta go to the store and see some rodent freaking walking down like that, talking smack. Nah, sorry. Stretch them out. Stretch them right out. Because there's got to be a deterrent. There's got to be a deterrent. His homeboys are gonna say, "No, don't go down there. Go somewhere else." You see what happened to Willie over there. We better don't go down there with that craziness down there. They don't play that. No, they don't play that kind of stuff. Yeah, for something that's 0.5% of the population. I don't have anything against homo and all that. They want to do their thing. Now you watch commercials, there's guys kissing. You got to watch a commercial during the football game. You got to watch a commercial during the football game, and there's two fruities, they're kissing on network TV. What? And some are just regular. They don't want to impose it on nothing. They don't want to impose their sexuality on anybody. They do their own thing, and they're just harmless. And, I don't agree with it, but, when I was in college, they were picking on one that was like a Michael Jackson impersonator. Back then, when Michael Jackson was popular, he was like trying to dress up, and he was a flame. He was a flamer. But they used to pick on him all the time, and he didn't bother nobody. He wasn't trying to impose his sexuality on anybody. And they would gang up, and I told in the cafeteria, I'd say, "Bro, leave the guy alone. Leave him alone. He ain't bothering nobody. He's petrified over there, this guy. He ain't trying to get a date with you, bro. He ain't trying to impose his sexuality on you. Leave him alone. Every day I'm in here trying to study. You're going on, what the hell? Wow. What are you afraid of? That it's contagious? Tough guy? What do you think his homosexuality is contagious? So what do you think? It's contagious? What, is he starting to look attractive to you, bro? Why you got to pick on him every day? But I don't want to see it in my face I don't want to see the government and corporations promoting it. You're watching network TV during primetime hours. Wow, if you got young children, the family's all sitting together, young children, you put something on, and there's some freaking gay or lesbian thing, something on there, your children's watching that, like that's acceptable? They'll think that's acceptable? Woked out. All them companies, they all paid the price anyways. Yep, Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, I tell you, well, they'll get the country back on track. And CNN News and ABC and The View and all those clown shows, they're all tanking. Their ratings are the worst. Disney Corporation, those scrubs, Disney, that gets up there and lets them pay off lawsuits and everything else. And and they're just like letting the View talk all that smack left and right. And after every show, they got to read the disclaimer. After they talk all that smack, who's going to read it today? Well, you read it, Sonny. No, you read it, Whoopi. Okay. And then they got to read the disclaimer so they don't get sued again. What kind of garbage pail shows all this? Legacy media, propaganda media. It's done. It's all done. People are on social media getting their information. Network. Fox is the only one that talks the real stuff. Fox talks regular stuff. Yeah. I want to watch CNN with those characters, all those racist characters on CNN. Yeah, I want to listen to them scrubs. Their ratings are shot. Their ratings are all done. They're all done. It's just how much do these globalists, billionaire globalists want to keep funding these legacy media, propaganda media stuff. Yeah, Tucker moved on. I knew somebody might say that, Big Yen. Tucker, he's a man. He used to be on CNN. Yeah, they all turned to propaganda machinery. But see, what they didn't count on was that there's big YouTube channels that are good journalists. They're good. They're knowledgeable, and there's so many people that like Davari Darkins, black dude from the military. He's really good. The Cartier family, these 5 black dudes, they're real good. And Officer Tatum, these dudes, they happen to be black. I'm just saying they're good, great journalists, and they just happen to be black. But people started watching social media. Yeah, Patrick Bet David. People started watching social media. Joe Rogan, he's got Trump up there, going to do a half-hour interview. They went to an hour and a half. Trump said, I'll get to my next appointment. I'll get there when I get there. So the big explosion of social media offset ABC, CBS, NBC, CNBC, and CNN. Smashed them. The Saturday morning cartoons have higher ratings than CNN and The View. They got to pay all these big salaries to them scrubs, and there's no viewership. And when there's no viewership, you could only charge less for advertisements. So of course, when a show has high ratings, that you sell the ad space for higher amounts of money. The spew, Sir Drums, the spew. No, well, the rear view, like they're in the rear view mirror, the rear view. So now they're stuck. They're stuck because the viewership is down. They could only sell ad space for a lot less, and they got to pay the high payroll. Oh, Don Lemon. Oh my gosh, Benny. Don Lemon. Remember Don Lemon was on the road asking all the people in the microphone? He got shamed. That flamed out bum that he is. Now, Como of all people, Como turned. He realized he was on the wrong team, and now Como turned. Como turned. Yeah. Better off with Don Rickles. You want to watch something good on YouTube? Watch the old roasts. When there was real comedians and stuff, and watch the old roasts where they would roast a person and they'd have 8 guys get up there with the microphone and they'd rib and talk smack about that. Don Rickles, he was real good. Yeah, Don Lemon. Another flamed out fruity pie. Yeah. He tanked. He was so bad they had to get rid of him. But he changed. He changed a little. I mean, don't they have any awareness? They just do career suicide. They know they're talking gibberish. They know they're talking smack, and then uh, they're making themselves look stupid. Dean Martin, Dean Martin had the roast. Sir Drums knows Dean Martin. Boy, they had good writers. They had good writers. They had real good writers. You see, you you see the primetime shows. You see these primetime shows they have now in primetime hours from like 8 to 9. All these silly bull crap stuff that's on there. Oh yeah, Anderson Cooper, another one, another cupcake, Benny. Hmm. Anderson Cooper, Benny, from the billionaire family Vanderbilts. The Vanderbilts. That's where his seat is from. The Vanderbilts. Globalist billionaires. He ends up at CNN spewing all that garbage. Another fruitcake. Yeah. Vanderbilt. Gloria Vanderbilt. Mm. They're the globalists. Yeah. Foster Brooks, you'd always act drunk, Sir Drums. Foster Brooks, you'd always act drunk. Yeah. Even watch the old Johnny Carson shows. Rodney Dangerfield, classic. Rodney Dangerfield, stand-up comedian. Boy, you know. I also liked Richard Pryor. Uh, you know, there's some good ones. Cat Williams is good. Yeah. I I watched I watched the old time Christmas specials this past Christmas. Real good, old school, wholesome stuff. Wholesome stuff. Mm. They told me on Facebook, well, you really should say happy holidays and not Merry Christmas. Yeah, Jimmy Carter, I had that in my notes, Benny. Can you believe I actually had notes? 100 years old. Back to school, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy Carter. He had a brother, Billy Carter, that was an alcoholic, and they even came out with a beer called Billy Beer. Beer. Back in the 70s. Billy Carter, his brother. Yeah. Is his wife still alive? She's 97 years. Oh, she passed 3 years ago. Rosalind passed 3 years ago. Rosalind. Yeah. We talk about everything here, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. What the hell? Good to have you here, Sir Drums. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Jimmy Carter was very, very you know, he's doing good. Uh he's doing good, Big Ian. The Drums is doing good. What a name that is, Sir Drums. Yeah, wow, you just read my mind, Benny. Benny, you just read my mind. Henry Kissinger, Secretary of State, freaking from another country, come in here. Henry Kissinger, 1,000,000 years ago. They're all centurions. Most of them. Look at the old Bush. Look at the old Bush. He's still jumping out of freaking helicopters, skydiving at freaking 95. The old Bush. George Bush. Our life expectancy should be freaking 85, but well, what are you gonna do? But yeah. You don't think they have medicine? Well, I can't talk about that on my channel because I'll get kicked off again. I can't. I can't do that. But Benny, I don't need to elaborate on it. But you know, we're supposed to be so advanced in science, and we're supposed to be so advanced in science, but I guess there's no profit in cure, so we'll just leave it at that. There's no profit in a cure. Look at these commercials. Look at these commercials and the side effects. Are people robots? Are just sheeple? I wrote a paper 40 years ago called The Dumbing Down of America. And back then I could see where it was going, how people are just hypnotized and mesmerized and robotic, and they get indoctrinated in their brains, and they'll fall for anything. They'll fall for anything. A sucker is born every day. Barnum and Bailey Circus said a sucker is born every day. So yeah, they all seem to live long. Henry Kissinger, he was, geez, and he never aged. Henry Kissinger looked the same from 40 years old to 90. He didn't age. I don't know what they know where the fountain of youth is somewhere. Ponce de Leon thought that when he discovered Florida, he thought it was the fountain of youth. Maybe they found the fountain of youth. It's in Florida somewhere, in one of those natural springs. You drink the water and it's like improves your immune system or something. I don't know. Demons never age, Big Yen. The devils never age. That's what it comes down to right there, Big Yen. When you sell your soul to the Diablo, well, you're promised longevity. Yeah. Big, small. Yeah. And how did that come? The rich people use the stem cells. They were really promoting. It was on every day, and then what? You don't think? I'm just my opinion. I'm not a medical expert. If there's any moderator in here, I'm not a medical expert, but I would think that as far as genetics, genetic research is concerned, and stuff in those matters, if you lost your hand, you can't genetically you can't genetically reproduce that. I don't understand. You could send things to Mars and Jupiter and the moon, and you have alien technology, but you can't reproduce, because I would have thought Chris Reeves, who played Superman, who got paralyzed, they're trying to use all that stem cell stuff on him, and I don't know how come you can't regenerate themselves? I don't know. I don't know. As far as I believe that, as far as technology goes, and you have before, when they had beepers, okay, I'm dating myself. The $1 trillion electronic, the $1 trillion electronic enterprise, the $1 trillion electronics enterprise. You don't think when they had beepers, when they spoon fed us the beepers that came out, they already had technology for a cell phone and an iPhone, but they don't want to push all that technology on Americans because they want to introduce it to the population in little increments because there's a new iPhone 14 now that's better. Well, they knew that when they had the iPhone 1. So they just keep salivating for, oh, they're coming out with that new one. They had that technology already. They already had that technology already. They already had it. Yeah, so this is a talk show, huh, folks? Holy cow. Are your ears red yet? Big Small, how's it going, man? Good to have you back. Big Yin and Ivan Laura, we rock and roll. I know I put the notification up here a little late, Sir Drums, but and Benny, thank you for coming in here, Benny, and helping me out, man. I appreciate that. We're going to rock and roll on Christmas Eve. Yep. It's not Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve, but whoever comes in, we'll have fun. Tell you old mob New Year's Eve story. That didn't end good. Wow. Fast Times. I'm gonna start titling the videos. Fast Times at Mafia High. Fast Times at Mafia High. I don't know. I've tried so many damn titles till I'm blue in the face. You know who to look up, though. What are you gonna do? Just try to use these strategies. Did you get notified, Ivan? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So I was such a good I'm just gonna do them and not make myself crazy. Then I got censored. Then whatever, all that. I'm just gonna do them. I have fun with you guys. Wherever it goes, it goes. I can't get. That's all I can ask for at this point in time. I'm glad they turned me back on. At least they turned me back on. I could get more subscribers and stuff like that. At least. I was on the trajectory when I started my channel within 2 years, exponentially speaking, the path I was on, I would have already had 50,000 subscribers, but I lost all that time. Yeah. But I'm back on though. You can't cry over spilled milk. You got to keep throwing. You got to keep throwing. That's all. The world is out there, We could sit and cry about it, or we could figure out a better plan. So, the world is a vampire. It wants that blood. But, we got to come up. You're always bobbing and weaving. Things are happening. You got to process them. You got to keep your head on straight and then formulate some strategies and try to, reach your goals. A lot of you folks are a lot younger than me and everything. And I always say, just keep your head on straight. Don't get too caught up in chemicals and stuff. I used to rock and roll. Till I died. But, just be careful in everything you do. I got good people in here. You're like my YouTube family in here. You deal with me in good faith. I don't have fancy stuff here, and you guys accept me. You guys accept me for just what I have here. You guys accept me. You're good enough and gracious enough, So I want you guys to be careful and rise up in your life. We all made mistakes. That's life. I'm the marathon man. I'm starting to sweat. 2 hours and 23 minutes. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. So, thank you, folks. I really appreciate it. Big Yin, Ivan Lore, Benny. Thank you, Benny, for freaking participating with me. I really appreciate it. Big Smile, he always comes in, helps me out. Ivan, you've been riding in my car for a long time. Ivan, one of my originals. God bless you, Ivan. God bless you, Sir Drums. I appreciate those super chats, Sir Drums. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. God bless you. If I could pay you back someday, I would. Benny, thank you, man. Thank you, Benny, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. At least I talk to the people in my chat. The other channels, they won't talk to you unless you freaking put you'll answer their question if they got a super chat. You got to ask a question in a super chat. I'll tell you, half them guys are phonies anyways. They're just telling you rickety rack stuff anyways, and their viewers are giving them super chats to ask questions, and they're just lying to them anyways. They're just lying to them, but that's their business. That's their business. Yeah. God bless Jimmy Carter. He tried. Sir Drums, Benny, Big Yen. And then we had Benny from the Bronx in here too. Yeah, we rock and roll a little bit. Constantino, how you been, man? International. Yeah, Benny. The 4 Train. Yeah, who else? I want to thank everybody. I'm not no freaking Thomas. Thank you, Thomas Kuzeppa. Thank you. Who else? Who else was in here? I don't want to miss anybody, you know. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Thank you, man. Thank you. MM. I think that's the Michael Candinas. You're always the first one in. You're always in the car first. Thank you, Michael K. Thank you. Good guy. Joel Gold. Yes, Joel Gold. Thank you. Been riding in my car, giving me confidence. You know, keep the show going, Joel. You got to give confidence. I'm not a tough guy. It's nice to people to support you and push you. You know, when you've been through the ringer, it's nice to have somebody in your corner. You know, keep going, Joe. You know, just keep going, Joe. Yeah, so there's some problems. They're censoring. Well, just keep going. Tommy Bahama, Tommy Bahama. What a name. You should have a channel to have 1 million subscribers. Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp, I hope you're feeling better, Wyatt Earp. All these good people come in here. I appreciate it. I'm not no tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. My mother didn't raise me to be a tough guy. My mother raised me to be a good boy. The hell? Be a bad reflection on my single mother raising 5 kids? Try to act like a badass? That's a bad reflection. Happy Phil, EB23. Where you been, EB23? Somebody told me you got life in prison. You must have a good lawyer. I'm just kidding, bro. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Benny and Benny Blanco. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Benny, Biggie, and all you guys. You know I truly appreciate it. And you know what? Be the kings and queens of your world. We got divine blood in us. So we are meant to be kings and queens. So we can reach that aspect of ourselves. But keep your head on straight. Things are gonna happen. Stay positive. Stay positive. Angels and demons are real. Angels and demons are real. Good night, Sir Drums. Good night, Benny. Thank you, man. I appreciate your compliment. I appreciate your compliment. Thank you, Sir Drums. Big in. You know me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I get choked up. I'm not no tough guy. I'm not. Yeah, I get pissed off about things, but that we're only human. So stay safe. Stay safe, and we're gonna do the New Year's Eve rocking. It ain't Dick Clark, but it's gonna be the rocking Eve. All right, folks. I really appreciate everything, and that's all. I've said it all 4 times already, so we'll check you out then. God bless you all. Let the universe bless you, and just think positive things and bring them into your reality. Just bring these things into your reality, okay? Bring them in. All right. I'm going to bring in 50,000 subscribers, okay? This is going to be the experiment. My channel's on. I'm going to bring in 50,000 subscribers into my reality. All right, folks. Thank you very much.